first-team All-A-10.
In a league of great guards, Adams may be the greatest complete guard. He is a point guard in a traditional sense. He sets the table for his teammates. Also 5 assists a game, but he gets 18 points. But look at his percentages. He's become very efficient in just his sophomore campaign, folks, of running a basketball team. Now he leads the league in three-point percentage at 45% as of today.
So we check out the starting lineups. Brian Sullivan highlighted not only because he averages 14 points per game, one of their best scorers, but he was out in the first matchup, which was won by St. Bonaventure. And on the other side, Marcus,
just with the same approach.
January 2nd was that matchup, so it's a long time ago. Different rotations. 97-85. St. Bonnie with the win at home. We are underway. Last game of the day. Tightrope walk. Jalen Adams keeps it in. The sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, gives it off to his fellow all-conference performer, and Marcus Posley. Idris Taki also out there on the perimeter. Adams as they swing it. Dion Wright baseline. High-flying Dion Wright, senior from Carson, California, with the first bucket.
These teams can really score. And Dion Wright, although Isaiah Miles got A10 most improved player, Dion Wright, over the course of 4 years, by far the most improved player in this league. He's outstanding, double-double machine.
A lot of contact along the block. Nathan Ekwu turned the corner, and the foul called.
Nice job by Adams to string it out. Peyton Aldridge has a 20-foot run to close out on Wright, and he has to close out because Wright can shoot the three a little bit. Now 34% on the season. You got to respect that when he drives by him.
First foul on Derek Woods. First three for Sullivan. So he didn't make it to the first matchup. Presence felt right away here in the second.
And they're going to need him. They need their senior. He's another one of the guys that sets up their offense. He can knock down shots. Ooh. Just said he could shoot. It didn't look like
what did you say about him?
But see, the pick and pop was open again. So let's see if they change their coverage, because the hedge, Adams doing a good job of stringing it out and throwing back.
Peyton Aldridge, just a monster game, scoring 27 points, 6 rebounds, 9 of 15 from the floor last night in that win over LaSalle to advance to the quarters. Run it down to single digits on the shot clock. Davidson does. Tough shot for Sullivan. That was changed by the defense of Dion Wright. Here comes Adams. Dish down low, scramble out of bounds. They're going to talk things over. It's actually going to go the other way.
A little bit of a surprise. And here's Aldridge driving down the lane line. Posley helped maybe a bit much. I don't think you got to really foot fake and get back when you're guarding Sullivan. Now let's take a look at this call on the other end. Oh, no, great call by the outside official. Taki between the legs poked it out. Excellent call.
Wally Rutecki making that call. Dwayne Gladden and Roy Perone with him. Officiating crew here in the Atlantic 10. Final quarterfinal matchup. The last one was a blowout. VCU up big the entire second half. This figures to be a much better game.
And an offensively driven game. You look at 28th in the league, in the country, excuse me, in adjusted offensive efficiency. St. Bonnie's is 26th. Davidson. That are two really good teams. And that's a nice fadeaway by Peyton Aldridge.
That almost had a Nowitzki look to it.
Off the 1 foot.
Right.
There we go. We were going to make Steph Curry comparisons last night with games. We'll throw Nowitzki in with Peyton.
I'm done with that. No more Steph comparisons. Strong move, Derek Woods off the dish. He's only a freshman from Trenton, New Jersey, not far from home.
He's a guy that's he's really developed over just the course of this season once he got healthy. And he can be a guy that's going to be a good 4-year player for Mark Schmidt.
And now came up at the defensive end to force that. Spin move over the outstretched arm. Dion Wright showing you can do a little bit of everything.
And this game is unorthodox. It's a little awkward in how he finishes, how he plays. Makes it really difficult to guard.
To that left hand, which is tough, unexpected.
Yep.
Off the screen, Rusty Regal doesn't look to score a whole lot over to Aldridge, who does. Double screen for Gibbs. Ekwu took his time down the lane. Scramble. Aldridge fresh 30. There's Sullivan. Throws it way up. Time and again. High arcing three. He's got a couple of them.
Rebounding is absolutely critical in this game. With, again, offense is this efficient. You cannot give them 2 tries at the basket.
He's got 93s on the year already, and they go right back to work with number 21.
Dion Wright working right now. He's got to feel more pressure from other guys. More like there's multiple guys guarding the ball and in gaps. Right now, he is in groove.
Gibbs turning the corner, trying to use his strength after the quickness. bounced out. It'll stay here.
Check out St. Bonnie's crowd, by the way. We got the whole back end zone here behind the bench. You got a lot of St. Bonaventure's fans standing. You could just hear that roar right there. I was pretty surprised looking around earlier before this game tipped off. Not that Bonnie's Nation doesn't represent. The fact that they're all here right now and standing is impressive.
Mark Schmidt, they got it more than a lifetime picture of him. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Bonnie basketball. So here's a man in his 9th year, 146 wins now. And his second 20-win season. Number 3 on the all-time list at St. Bonaventure. 15 years overall as a head coach.
Undoubted A-10 Coach of the Year this year. In a league with so many good coaches, but he recruits some amazing talent to St. Bonaventure. It's not an easy place to recruit, and then he coaches them all up. Every player gets better, especially that guy. He is so improved from even 2 years ago. His sophomore year, it looks like his head was spinning at times. Now he's one of the best players in the league.
Taken away as Gibbs goes to the deck. Whistle and a foul call is going to go on Rusty Regal. So the first on him. Anybody on the floor offensively but Dion?
Know how to play the game yet. They taught him how to play the game. He's continued to improve. Look at those numbers. 3, 9, 14, 16.
He's right in front of you. Just said thank you, by the way.
He should. I'm praising him, but he's done all the work. He deserves to be praised. Unbelievable job he's done in his career. He's got his team ready, poised to make an NCAA tournament push.
Underappreciated recruit, breakout season last year, and building on that this year. Plenty of time. Mosley going to work. Look at the crossover move on Gibbs. How did he get it up off the glass in traffic?
We'll see that a lot with him because he's not lightning quick or not an explosive jumper. Uses his body well, uses angles well, and can finish in a multitude of ways.
One of the top scorers in the A-10. Aldridge off the heel, very strong, high into the air is Woods. Bonnie's starting to control the glass too. Just feeling it. What a spin. I mean, putting on a clinic of moves.
They're going to have to bring help early and get that ball out of his hands. The problem is then he can get it reversed to shooters like Adams, who's shooting 45%, and Posley, who's above 40%. That's tough.
12-3 run. He's in double figures. Blocked, got a piece of it up near for Ekwu. Here comes Adams, who had 30 in the first matchup to go along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Woods takes the extra hop.
And that's, again, he'll continue to develop. That's just a move. Got out of sorts, kind of sped up. Got to understand time and score. Get a reverse, dive down to the post, stay in your offense.
You know what? I give it to number 21 right now.
You're right. You're right.
I don't care what else you do. Regal, as they run side to side, off the screens with the motion. It's not real crisp right now, though.
Not really, and Gibbs has gotten very few touches and not been very aggressive.
Shot clock. Had to throw it up there. It wasn't the shot they wanted. Kick it to the corner. There you go. Posley knows what he's doing. In and out. Ekwu wrestled it home.
Good rebound. Bonnie's a weird rebounding team. 4th in the league in offensive rebound percentage. That's good. They get a lot of extra attempts, but 13th in defensive rebounding percentage. Very strange. Davidson, they can crash the glass a little bit. They may get a chance to get some extra opportunities.
Tough shot. Didn't have any rhythm. Gibbs with the miss. 6 in a row they've missed at that end. So Mark Schmidt up, yelling instructions to his offense.
Bonaventure's runs about 1 million different sets. When you're trying to scout this team, you don't know the sets. You just go through tendencies and concepts because you can't cover everything. You're paralysis by analysis that way.
Beautiful look. Missed by Woods. He was wide open for, it was about a 12-footer.
I like what they're doing. The ball screens are.
But it's St. Bonaventure up by 6.
I like the timeout by Bonaventure. Speaking of that, he goes for the quick timeout because he's not liking their offense is running. They're shooting 25% from the field. He doesn't like it, so he calls a timeout. Let's see what they work out of the set with no Jack Gibbs in the game.
Andrew McAuliffe on the floor. He had a double-figure game in that one matchup this year. 11 points, 4 rebounds. Different lineup, though. Not only were they missing a couple of guys because of injury, but a different rotation. Jordan Watkins off the bench with the jumper, the 6'1 sophomore from Charlotte.
Watkins providing a little bump, and he shoots 37.6% from deep, so he comes right in, confident. There's your offensive rebound, though, but didn't finish.
Denzel Gregg couldn't finish after the rebound. The A-10 co-6th man of the year. Davidson has had a couple of tough starts. 4 for 13 to start last night and tonight. How about that?
There's the double. That's what St. Bonnie's going to do. They'll double the post. Whoever catches it, they want the ball out of there.
Well, they're forcing some tough shots, too. Second chance opportunity, though. Aldridge got it to Sullivan. Oh, he believed it was in.
I kind of thought it was, too. Best time to take a three off an offensive rebound. It was a great look. He just didn't get it to go.
Jordan Tyson in there off the bench, setting the screen out for Adams as they kick it out to Wright. It's gone cold. Gets it back. There's the follow. No. Haven't been able to get anything to go recently.
He was too worried about creating contact there. He almost didn't jump. He just leaned in. I think he could have just elevated straight up and just had a little baby hook off the glass.
He just swarmed Aldridge. Didn't matter. The quick turn to the shoulder to the baseline and the jump hook.
Nice job with the finish there. The double did come, as you said, Terry, but he made a quick, decisive move and beat it, cut the lead to 1.
Bonnie started 7 of 9. They're 0 for their last 6. Getting a rest. Check in with David Kaplan.
Guys listening to Mark Schmidt, he thinks his guys are playing too tentatively right now. He said, would you guys drive the ball to the basket, please? We're playing tentatively. I want you to be aggressive. So we'll see if they are more aggressive trying to drive the ball to the hoop.
The attempt at that on that possession, they give it up, and it's Davidson basketball who've turned things around since that slow start.
Yeah, I think it's partially because they've started to get some stops, and Bonnie's a struggle right now. All 14 points in the paint, that's good. But they're 0 for 2 from the three-point line. They're the best three-point shooting team in this league, 38%. They haven't taken many, but when they do, they can get hot.
And Riga with 5 on the shot clock. Time for Gibbs to make something happen. Fadeaway 20-footer, no way. Adams tipped it out. It'll stay here with the Wildcats.
Good battle by Rusty Regal. And when you talk to Bob McKillop, he always says Rusty does things that don't show up in the stat sheet. That's one right there. That's not going to be a rebound, but he's going to battle and fight. Looked like it went off Adams. They get that extra possession. Again, 28th and 26th ranked teams in the country in terms of adjusted offensive efficiency per KenPom. You give them extra opportunities, they will make you pay.
It's been a tough couple of days shooting for Jack Gibbs. Say what you will about not needing him. Last night, 9 points, but he has struggled tonight. Quickly to the other end, the weigh-in, Idris Taki.
Gibbs
And the foul.
Didn't think he fouled there, but wasn't that smart. If you're going to get in the way there and out of position, you got to rake down the arms here. But nice job throwing it ahead. Coaches always talk about, people don't understand, that's a simple thing, but every player does it. Every guard does it. You got to lead a guy in front of you, a guard, throw it ahead, let him go create.
It was a little nothing of a nudge, but he did have the hand on him.
Yeah, good call.
Taki, the sophomore from Snellville, Georgia.
It's a sophomore captain. It says a lot about the character of that young man.
Hard-nosed player, unselfish guy. Gibbs, the up and under, just feeling the ball go through the hoop. That'll help.
You're absolutely right. Just give it a little lift right now. It feels like they're down more than 2, but they're not. They're right there in this game. They're fine. They're just not honestly playing well right now.
1 of 5 is Gibbs. Greg had a shot, didn't take it. They're going to kick it back out. Here's Posley going to work. Gibbs around the screen. The offensive foul. Going to say Jordan Tyson was moving. So the first on Tyson. As Dion Wright checks back in.
And here's Gibbs, a little hesitation. He loves those. And he just kind of gives you a little shoulder shimmy, if you will, and then right down the lane, get past Jalen Adams. No help right there. Whenever Gibbs has the ball, everybody's antenna's got to be up as a defense. You got to know where he is. You got to know where the ball is, know where your man is, and really be locked in to shut him down.
Only a 6-footer, if that, but 195 pounds. Good look underneath and the lay-in.
Nice job. Too easy. Little two-man game with Barham and Gibbs. And Gibbs, again, 5 assists a game, 3rd in the league, and just dropping a dime there.
Barham was out in the initial meeting between these two in early January, so they missed 2 of their more productive guys.
He's been injury-riddled throughout the year, but a guy that has tremendous athleticism, tremendous bounce.
No touch that time for Gibbs. Taki on the run, gives it up to Posley. He'll just pull up, lost it, and it knocked out. Adams controls. 3 turnovers the last 4 trips down the floor for the Bonnies, and the whistle before the shot. Looked like Watkins on the reach.
Mark Schmidt substituting quite a bit right now, which is kind of abnormal for them. 347th in the country in bench minutes played per KenPom, but Again, it's a tournament. It's your first game in. Do you get some more motion, get some more guys in there? He's going a little deeper in his bench the last couple weeks of the season, too. At one point, they were 351st. Now they're down to 347th. They were last. But they continue to find some new guys, work them in a tournament scenario. Not that surprising in the first half of this game.
You have to play 3 games because they start right now, not 4. Some teams would have to play 5 to win it. Way off is Wright. Nelson Caputo in for the Bonnies right now. Quick toss down low, knocked out by Wright.
Good recovery by Wright, though. Did not give up on the play. Barham was rim running right there. If Wright does not get a hand on that ball, that's going to be a nice big-time dunk by Barham.
You're exactly right, though. You get the sense, this is a tie game. You get the sense that Davidson has not really gotten into any rhythm yet.
Yeah, I think if St. Bonnie's got in that groove, and it felt like they were pulling away, but they have really struggled. They started 7 for 8. They're 1 of 9 since.
Sullivan guarded by Taki. There's the switch as they swing it. Watkins got his first start in that first matchup between these two. Barham high into the air. That's what he does, too.
Yep. He's going to attack. He's not a guy that can knock down shots, but he's 52% from the field. Top 10 in the league conference pretty much throughout the league season. He attacks, he can finish.
And a drought for the Bonnies. Caputo gives it off to Taki.
Davidson faithful coming alive now, too.
Mosley up into the air, stops that 11-3 run that Davidson was on. Barham taken away up near the rim. Great block by Greg. Mosley pulls back 3. That end of the arena was set to explode if that went in.
You're absolutely right. Great block on the other end, though. That's where Barham, sometimes your athleticism gets the best of you. You're not used to guys going up and being able to just demolish you at the rim. And he went up a little lackadaisical. I thought he was going to really attack the rim, try to dunk it hard. Kind of went up easy. And wow, two-hand Jordan-esque right there. It wasn't quite off the backboard, but it was pretty emphatic.
Got the poster block at one end, picked up the foul at the other end, though. So we're tied at 19. You'll give that for the block?
I'll give that. And for the effort. He was trying to get an offensive board. Not in 1-on-1 yet. That's okay.
Aldridge. There's the pressure. Barham goes hard to the hole. Just kind of hangs up and lets you go back down. He stays up.
And maybe he's attacking Denzel Craig right now.
He's got the last 6 for the Wildcats. Knocked out of bounds. Helped make the call, did Watkins, and he was correct.
Here from LaSalle, a 14 seed beating Dayton, the number 1 seed earlier in the season, and everything in between. But right now, the 1, 2, and the 3, 1, 2, and the 4, excuse me, have advanced. The 3 seed yet to be determined, but
playing to form, or maybe against form the way it's gone.
Exactly.
That's the upset. The upsets didn't occur. Gibbs comes out of the timeout. They leave him alone, and he knocks it down beyond the arc. Look at the last 14 possessions for St. Bonaventure. An 11-2 run for the Wildcats.
They went back to the ball screen, but I wish I would have thrown it back to Dion Wright again there. He's still open the way they're playing him.
Not quite high enough for Adams, but the follow by the man who dominated early. Dion Wright with 12 in the game.
And he does a good job of that, getting offensive boards. 4th in the league in terms of offensive boards, gets almost 3 a game.
You think Bob McKillop said something to Gibbs in the timeout?
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, but he did drop that last play, a little flare screen, the first play out of the timeout. Excuse me, whoa.
It's okay. Hit the deck hard. Denzel Craig fouled as he was trying to throw it down.
Nice look by Mosley. Craig gets up. Undercut a little bit. That could have been a serious highlight. But they'll take the free throws.
Aldridge with his first 4th team foul on Davidson.
Bonnies have done a good job for the most part communicating. They're switching some actions, they're not switching others. So that's difficult. You got to really be locked into the scout and know what you've talked about as a team. Not easy to do, and they lost kind of communication there and gave Gibbs a wide open 3. Got to keep track of those. It can't be many of those mental mistakes, so they can really lose. Right here, you got to step out quickly.
Going for 3 in a row right there.
Yep.
Certainly offensive-minded coming out of the timeout. Mosley forcing the issue. No, just can't get it to go. And Sullivan will bring it up.
And from Cap's comment, maybe they are a little tight. Like I said before, they're on the bubble, the NCAA tournament. I think they're on the right side of it right now. as they call with a moving screen. But that can make it play a little bit tight. It's a game you really can't afford to lose.
Barham picking it up, and Bob McKillop, they had a good view. They didn't like it at all.
Barham's giving good minutes, too, since he's come off the bench. Frustrated as he heads to the sidelines.
Well, he's got 6. Gibbs with 7. Those 2, the last 13 points for Davidson. So a big part of this run. Greg, as they swing it side to side. Taki stands and looks. Adams would love to get him going a little bit. Only 1 shot so far. That's his second. Nope. 0 for 2.
Not a great possession. You can really get from one side of the floor to the other and just settle for a 20-footer. 23-footer, excuse me.
Start to work it. Nothing develops, and then they give in. See if Davidson goes side to side. That's the plan here. Aldridge, 10 on the shot clock. Trying to turn the corner. Good defense that time. Gibbs, short. Ekwu knocked it. They get it back. Yeah, right to the hands of the shooter, Sullivan, a little bit long. Yet another try for another shooter, and this time it's good. You can't give them that many opportunities.
And St. Bonnie's, you got to clean up the defensive glass, and credit to Davidson. We said earlier, Bonnie's 13th in the league, defensive rebound percentage. Davidson can get some extra opportunities if they crashed. They did. Nice job there. Nice response, though. Again, the side ball screen, throw back to Wright. He's got a lot of space there, and Mary made a good decision.
High flying Dion Wright. There's the screen, the roll, the kick. Back out to Aldridge, finding the extra man. Way off, though. So a little light for the Bonnies now. And it's the hole on Sullivan trying to stay with Marcus Posley. 6th team foul as Derek Woods checks back in.
Fouls will be big in this game. You do not want to put St. Bonaventure on the line. When they beat them earlier in the year, they were on the line 34 times. They are the leading free throw shooter in this conference at 77%, but Davidson's right behind them at 76%.
Yeah, Bonnie's with 10 more makes in that game from the line than Davidson had. Here comes Adams, 0 for 2 so far. And Posley, 2 for 4, lets it fly.
Hey. These guys got no need to settle there.
Sullivan almost lost it. Ekwu,
jeez,
helped him out.
Nice look from Gibbs.
Good turnaround. In and out. Here comes Posley. Flying to his left. Aldridge to challenge. Little bit too much. Got him with the body. And Bob McKillop doesn't like that. Saying, hey, he went straight up in the air. He can own that space.
We'll take a look at that. I'm not sure. I thought that was a no call when we saw it live. Yeah, it's nothing. He's going up. Posley's off arm is the one that it creates the contact. Tough call for Aldridge.
Call off the bench for McKillop.
And that's Aldridge's second, I believe, too, which is a problem for them offensively. Because you get McAuliffe and Ekwu in the game at the same time. You no longer have guys that can stretch the floor, and they can really lay off some of that cutting action. It takes away the back cuts, takes away a lot of curls, affects their offense.
And it is his second. They get another try now. Posley will kick it out to Adams. Quickly over Gibbs, and that's a 3-ball.
44% from distance. He's actually 66% is his true shooting percentage per KenPom. That's 15th in the country. He's only a sophomore. He's a guard.
Gibbs flying out of bounds, and the foul on Jalen Adams. So it sends Jack Gibbs to the line. Another look at this, though. It was pretty.
Catch. Gibbs recovers. Not a terrible contest, but Adams gets it to go. And he's taking a little bit to get into this game, too. He needs to see that ball go through the hoop.
First bucket of the game for Adams. At the other end, Gibbs to the free throw line. So check this form out as he goes without a bounce. All right, there's the pass. It was a good one. See, he's got a good passer as an official right now.
He's critical. Fine. That's critical. Nice job by Wale Riteki. Dropping the dime right there. And Gibbs does it well, 84.4%. But as I say it, rattles out.
I mean, it doesn't even get out of your mouth.
Standard, though. I mean, I knew it. You know what I'm saying.
Don't say it till he's done. Adams floats. Right? Yep, loose ball on the rebound. Dion picking up the foul. Bob McKillop Still upset. You do have to be. I mean, hindsight, always perfect.
Always 20/20.
But you look at it and say, why did I have him on the floor in a blowout in last possession?
Every coach is going to question himself after seeing that happen. I mean, to be honest, we did discuss it and question it in the course of the game.
Yep.
We wondered with about 2 or 3 minutes left, why not rest him in a tournament scenario? But he played him, and that's something you got to live with.
2 of the other starters came out on a previous possession, just got them out, but he was still out there. So they await the winner of this one here. And just a couple of minutes away from the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report. Dave Briggs, Ron Thompson in the studio. Buzzer beaters, and that doesn't begin to tell the story. The OT, multiple OTs, Big Ten, ACC updates, get you caught up on all the action in college hoops and beyond around the country.
Great day in college hoops. This is set up to be a great game. 2 great offenses going back and forth. Davidson, though, doing what they do. Bombing away from distance. 32 field goal attempts overall. 14 of them are threes. Now they're 5 for 14 from the three-point line. Just at their percentage right now. 34th in the nation in terms of their three-point distribution. 36 of their points come from distance.
Got that man
36%, excuse me.
Gibbs, certainly more offensive-minded since that second to last time out, and he comes out, gives them a 4-point lead. It was all Dion Wright early in the game. He had 8 of the Bonnie's first 10 points. He's added to that. Needs some help here. Adams may be the man. Wright kicks it out. Taki, that's beyond the arc too. Man who's hit 16 of those throughout the season. So not exactly living and dying out there.
But when he's really improved, though, Terry, in the last, I'd say, 6 or 7 weeks, he's shooting with more confidence, and he's stepping up, especially the straight step-in shots, and knocking them down.
Bit more intensity to the defense now for the Bonnies off of that.
Sometimes that helps you. Offense gives you a little more life on the other end.
Sullivan, quick 3, way off, barely grazed the rim. Ekwu kicks it out. It'll go back to the Bonnies with a little life.
A nice job by Dion Wright to make the pass across the formation. Taki, hands and feet ready. Look at Bob McKillop right in the background. Just scowls after that goes in. One thing the Bonnies got to do is rebound the ball better defensively. They've got to secure boards, outlet it, and they want to play an up-tempo game, but it starts with rebounding. They've already given up 6 offensive boards.
Quick trigger for Posley off the dish from Adams. That's what they do.
Big
in the
shot.
lead, back on the side of the Bonnies. Gibbs looking to answer. Kicking it out. Backcourt mate Sullivan. McAuliffe. Double. Spins away. Pretty, but doesn't finish. Last 3 were from beyond the arc. Make it 4 for St. Bonaventure. Posley with 76 threes on the year. They're on their feet in the end zone.
Sometimes bad shots go in. That was not a great one in transition from 24, but that dude's a scorer, and he felt it.
No silence here, and here comes Posley again. Thought for a minute he was just going up with it.
He's done that before. That wouldn't have been that shocking.
9-0 run. Plenty left on the shot clock. A little bit short for Adams. They started the game 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. They've hit their last 4 out there. That was inside. Under a minute until the break. Late run by St. Bonaventure taking control of this game.
Big time when you can close a half with momentum. This would be a huge possession if Davidson could silence him and get some points here.
Step back Watkins off the glass. Didn't really mean to.
Those last couple threes they've taken, too, were no penetration. Didn't get the ball in the paint. Now, ooh, they got out.
With authority. I mean, that was like an Elway pass.
When they are doing that, they are very tough to stop. Davidson has struggled to put some points on the board. Peyton Aldridge having 2 fouls has not helped him. They've relied entirely on taking contested threes the last couple of minutes. Now 17 of their 37 shots are from distance.
You could argue the biggest play of this first half was Aldridge picking up his second foul.
On what was a bad call, which we saw.
Having to go to the bench. Adams behind the back. Stays at this end. Initially, the call was back the other way, but it will be St. Bonaventure basketball. And Wright. Yep, good call. So they had that 16-4 run by the Wildcats early. St. Bonaventure came back with a 16-3 run of its own. It's been a game of runs.
And it's not that surprising about how potent both these offenses are, that once you get going and you're on a roll, you really take control of this game. This is a big possession right here. 5-point game. If they can get it to 7 or 8, they really steal the momentum going into the locker room. Bob McKillop's crew needs a stop here.
Adams to inbound. Got to get it in. Almost threw it away. Posley controls. 5 on the clock. Time to go. Gonna just launch it here. Step back over Sullivan. Nope. Didn't draw iron, so that'll do it. Mark Schmidt in the clock.
You also give your guys freedom to shoot the basketball, but it looked like you were not happy with a couple of the shot selection choices late.
Yeah, you know, we dribble the ball too much. I'm not a great believer of dribbling without a purpose, and I thought when you dribble the basketball, guys start to stand and not know where to go. When you hold it, guys know where to cut, where to screen.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
So the second half underway. The only person even close to being in foul trouble, the man with the basketball, Peyton Aldridge, who had 2 in the first half, sat significant minutes trying to go to work to open up the second.
But he's a huge difference maker, Terry. He's a guy, he had 27 last night in the win against Yale. But he gives them an inside presence that can score a little with his back to the basket, make some moves, but also stretches the defense because he can knock down a 3, opens up those lanes for the other guards.
Momentum going into the locker room for St. Bonaventure. They start the second half with a dish and a dunk. Woods to the left hand.
Too easy for a guy of Jalen Adams' caliber. Comes off the ball screen. They kind of strung it out. He was able to throw a little pocket pass right to Woods for the throwdown.
Largest lead of the game for Mark Schmidt and the Bonnies. Coach of the year in the A-10 he is. 14-4 overall, co-champs. Gibbs with the answer no, a little bit long. Posley out ahead of the pack, gathers. Beautiful move. Body control, Marcus Posley.
Very Khalid El-Amin-esque at times. Kind of a similar build, can finish with a lot of body control, and not overly athletic, but really smart, understands angles.
Got 13 in the game. So does Jack Gibbs, by the way, but he's 5 of 13. Didn't shoot a high percentage at all in the first matchup. Draws the foul. Adams with a hand check.
Nice job by Dion Wright to throw it ahead. Nice touch pass right over the top, and Posley finishes between 2 defenders. 4 quick points here as the Bonnies extend their lead. Davidson needs to get a good look. Look at this isolation for Peyton Aldridge. Like that call right out of the baseline OB.
Goes right at Dion Wright, who picks up his second foul. That'll send Aldridge to the line, and he's an 87% free throw shooter.
Being told by our producer, Kevin Smallin, and I said, Aldridge had 27 against Yale, not LaSalle. Yale, obviously, in the Ivy League, who doesn't have a conference tournament this year, but they will next year.
You're going back to your roots. That's,
yeah, that's all I knew, yeah.
Now, what do you think about the Ivy League? Going to a tournament.
As a player, I would have loved it because we were always a team fighting to take Penn and Princeton out of, off the top, but I like the fact that the best team is always represented. Now, with just the top 4 tournament, I think it could be good because it gets you 2 in. If there's an upset, for example, Princeton would have won this year, Yale could get in at large maybe. You get 2 teams out of the 8, that's pretty good.
Man, that guy has gone to work. Second half of the opening half, and now here in the second, Posley again. Gibbs with the call timeout to stop this run. 40. Quite a run in Atlantic City.
Afterwards, they partied in the Trump Taj Mahal like there was no tomorrow.
No, they did not. 6 NCAA tournaments through the years. Last one that year in 2012. A season to remember so far this year, though, when you talk about the 14 regular season wins in the league, 22 wins overall in the regular season.
Yeah, and the big difference is that team, they had good players, but they were led by Andrew Nicholson, pro, who's still playing with Orlando right now, getting about 5 points a game. But when you think about this team, all these different parts have come together. A lot of talent, a lot of development. Nice finish by Aldridge there. And a lot of them are young. Guys are coming back. That's good. I mean, these teams build on the success of this year.
That is the first time in 12.5 minutes that anyone but Gibbs or Barham has scored for Davidson.
Back-to-back baseline OB unders where they get Aldridge a touch.
Ekwu blocked it, kicked it back out. Taki, way off. Caught net, nothing more.
He shot it with confidence, and we were on the angle. It looked like it was going in, but it didn't have enough mustard. Nice job by Aldridge again. 2 fouls early. That changed the complexion of this game when he went to the sideline. Hurt their offense, which in turn hurt their defense.
Gibbs, not 1, not 2, but 3 white jerseys around him, knocking it out. Making it difficult. I mentioned that low percentage. The first matchup, he was 7 for 27 in the game.
Remember, Sullivan didn't play in that game. Barham didn't either, but Sullivan in particular means so much more. The onus is on Gibbs. They need Sullivan to step up in this game, too, now.
Knocked out of bounds. Wildcats arguing it's their basketball, but it's not. It stays at this end with the Bonnies. You could see it coming right into your living room. It may have gone off his leg.
It looked like it did.
Yep. Adams hasn't really needed him to score tonight. 1 of 6. Still can't. 1 of 7.
And when his game will develop to the next level is when he used his left hand to take that shot. He took a little contact on his right hand, but when he shot it with his right hand, he couldn't get enough in it.
The scoop in the English. Spin off the glass for Gibbs. Mosley right back at you, though. Aldridge didn't even have to jump to take it away.
Big block, too. Got him not getting a foul, change of possession. Again, he can't pick up a third one early because he can't go to the pine.
Remember, it was a 12-point game. Chance now to cut it to 6, maybe 5. Gibbs tipped up and in. What a follow by Ekwu.
He's a guy that's really developed and played better since these two teams played. They played way back on January 2nd. That's half the season almost, so it's a totally different team. Look at how young some of these guys are. Ekwu's involvement, his ability to score and offensive rebound make that different.
Solid game last night. Double-double from Nathan Ekwu from Nigeria. Keep it alive, Posley. Good dish down low. The finish by Wright.
That was really made possible by Idris Taki just tapping the ball. Instead of trying to grab it, he tapped it to Adams and kept it alive.
St. Bonaventure in control, but Wildcats not going away. You wouldn't expect them to. They're bodying up, trying to keep it from Aldridge, and Posley is going to pick up his second.
There, Posley buries a triple, and now let me return the favor to you, big fella. Those two guys combining total 16 points apiece right now, making plays in the offensive end. 2 seniors that want to find a way to an A-10 championship.
Got 4 assists to go along with those 16 points and 6 rebounds. 3 of 6 beyond the arc. Was quiet for a significant part of that first half and then turned it on.
Last 2 times OB under, they found a nice touch inside for Peyton Aldridge. See what they do this time. Back to isolation for Barham. Remember, he came in and changed the game right away, and look at that.
Over Woods, gets the roll and the foul, goes to the free throw line.
It's a tough matchup for Woods. Really difficult for him. Not really good at guarding a guy that can go off the bounce. Barham, really an explosive athlete, too. Takes it through the contact and one.
Could be a 5-point game if he knocks this one down. 56% free throw shooter, that's it, though.
Davidson's done a good job of not just settling for threes early in this half. Halftime, 17 of 37 of their shots were threes. So far, just 1 3 of their first 9 attempts. Now, granted, they make 10 threes a game, but you don't need to continue to chuck them from the cheap seats.
Jalen Adams, first team All-Atlantic 10 to start the offense. Second team man right there, Posley. Playing like one of the best tonight. Around the screen goes Adams, kicks it out. Taki strong to the hole, to the left hand on the way in.
Good read by Adams at the ball screen, and Rusty Regal really helped out so they couldn't hit the roll man, so he swung it back to the opposite side. Regal's closeout not good. Taki took advantage.
Gibbs hesitating, and then the spin. How do you even see the hoop?
I don't think he did. That's just a feel thing. He just put it up.
Down to 6. Adams, controlled by Greg. Deep corner. Launched it a little bit early. Kicking it out. Here's Gibbs. Doesn't have the numbers, though. So he just shoots the 3. Why not? No problem.
Who needs numbers? He had room. That's all he's saying. I got some space here and put this thing up. And when you are one of the top scorers in the country, Bob McKillop's not mad at that shot.
Checking in at number 3, number 1 overall in the league. 13-4 run for the Wildcats. Stopped right there by Dion Wright. That's how the game started. get the sense this one's going to go right down to the wire.
And up and down basketball to the wire. I think we're all going to enjoy it.
Sullivan, bit off balance. High into the air goes Barham over the back. No chance.
Barham's got to be smart. No chances, right, Terry? You want to play hungry. You don't want to fault the kid for effort, but you got to be smart. He loves that little shimmy shake with his shoulders right there. Gets to the lane, and here they dropped off him, as they should. They're trying to retreat back, and he just took a little step back. And Wright comes back the other direction. He gives a little Hakeem-type move, a little shake to the one side, back to his left with a finish.
Gives you a what type move?
Hakeem-type move.
Think so?
Kind of. It was like a mini Hakeem, you know?
Stretching now, my man.
Anytime you give a little shoulder to the one side, give it to the big guy.
I had to call you on that. I'm not sure.
I know you
that.
played against him, so you have a personal affection for the man.
Trust me, that wasn't shades of Hakeem, but it was nice. All right.
In my 10-year-old's mind's eye, I can only remember so many things. I didn't have a personal experience.
18.7 rebounds for Dion Wright. Certainly one of the big names in this game. Gibbs, body on body there. And there's Greg coming from the weak side to help.
Gibbs is looking around saying, how is that not a foul right now?
Mark Schmidt saying, how's that not our basketball? Yeah, that's off of Regal. And they get it right.
The only thing is, Posey, there was a lot of contact down the lane. Now, Posey's arms are out, but we've seen the freedom of movement rules affect officials quite a bit. You could argue a lot of times that is a foul. There was a lot of contact down the lane.
But if you don't call the foul, it had to be their basketball.
Absolutely right.
Encouragement from the sidelines. And a lot of experience. Two of the best in the league on the bench. Wright gives it up. Run that skip. Here he is. Great fake and great leave. And there's Denzel Gregg with the lay-in.
Great patience by Dion Wright. Smarts.
Offensive foul. They'll send it the other way. Dangerous time now for the Wildcats.
Take a look and see. That was, you have one tough call. I thought it was kind of a no call, and then you lose the ball going one way, and then here's the other way. It's got some Dion Wright's hype. We get that, but we couldn't see the actual foul call.
Chest bump, very Hakeem-like. First foul on
Nathan.
Nathan.
I'm going to hear about that one for a while.
Nathan Ecklew. Mosley. Oh, man. That guy is just in rhythm and laughing about it.
He comes back smiling, bouncing. He's feeling it right now.
What did we say about a game of runs? 7-0 run now by the Bonnies. And Greg called for a foul inside. Working for position with Ecklew.
Here's Posey. This is not much else Brian Sullivan can do. He's in his kitchen. He steps back and just drills it. He makes a lot of those threes. Just tough shots, quick release.
You give him that opportunity to bounce hard on that last dribble, and he's going to hit most of them.
You're right. Get that rhythm dribble. He's into it.
Hawkins fouled as he goes hard to the hoop. He'll go to the free throw line. Adams, and that's his third. So you got 12:47 left. If you're Mark Schmidt, you're going to leave him out there?
It looks like they're going to sub him right now, but you can't sub him for that long. Again, they're 347th in the country out of 351 in terms of bench minutes played per KenPom.com. So they don't go deep on their bench very often. Adams, one of the top 10 guys in minutes played per game, top 5, excuse me. This is a tricky, dicey time.
Nelson Caputo, a freshman, comes in from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So remember this time, 12:47 and counting. We'll see how long Mark Schmidt leaves Adams on the bench.
And Adams hasn't had the monster game, but he still runs their team.
Absolutely. Right to Caputo. Watkins all over him. Mosley going to let it fly. Coming off that screen. Doesn't need the bounce. Right off the catch.
You got to be kidding me. He was on a dead run, but he created good space. Really got a good fake one way off a down screen, and great answer by Gibbs right there.
Pull up for Gibbs.
They switch it. They had Sullivan on him before Posley because of some of the actions they ran before, and Sullivan got lost, and that's how Posley got so open.
How about those two stars, each with 22 in the game? How did that stay in? It was halfway out. And he's got 22. Got a piece, did Greg. Whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Davidson.
Good foul by Eckwood, though, because that ball was about to get tossed up to Posley, and Posley was just breaking down the field like a wide-open wide receiver.
Listen to this place as you go to break because of that man mostly. Doing it every way beyond the arc. Sweet little dip by Dion.
3-2 against the RPI top 50. That's great. But they're all conference opponents at St. Joe's, at Dayton. St. Joe's, again, strength of schedule 85, but their non-conference strength of schedule is above 150, 157 by some sites. That limits their 22 wins is great, but the non-conference wins aren't really good. There's something to hang your hat on. But they have performed at the conference level. They're co-champs. And if they can continue to improve and get results in this tournament, that only helps buoy their case. I do think they're one of the last couple in, but I think they're in.
I-10 certainly in recent years earning a reputation of getting many teams in every year.
And, GW had an opportunity in St. Joe's today to build a case to maybe get a fifth in, but I think they fell just short by falling short today.
Caputo to leave, right. It's Eckwood. But that was dangerous. High off his feet. He's going to foul him, but he's back up quickly.
Those ones always scare you, and you hold your breath.
So the third on Eckwood, the team's fourth. And Wright will go to the line, an 80% free throw shooter. 16 fouls on St. Bonaventure, so Davidson shooting the rest of the way. Wright, the leading rebounder and third leading scorer, but that's saying something when you got Adams and Posley in that starting lineup along with you. Back comes Barham, and Eckwood will take a seat with the 3 fouls.
Barham's been quite a mismatch for them. He's able to come in, isolate, get to his left hand, and go and create opportunities to score and draw fouls. He has 8 points in just 6 minutes of play.
Yep. Rimmed it, and it's a 12-point lead. So Gibbs with 22 in the game goes to work. Leaves it for Barham right away. They go right to him.
Nice high screen and roll. St. Bonnie's did not communicate the screening action in terms of how they were defending that at all. Gibbs is going downhill. 2 guys guard 1, too easy.
Barham with 10 in the game now. Taki can run it out top. Here's Posley, guarded very closely by Watkins, trying to stay with him.
Small Davidson lineup. They got a defensive rebound.
Taki high into the air to keep it alive, and eventually Gibbs hauls it in. So we approach the 10-minute mark, and the lead is at double figures. No need to panic, but start to go if you're the Wildcats. Swat it out, but contact as well. And Gibbs will go to the free throw line.
It's the same screening action they just scored on this time, and now he hesitated and exploded. That's actually the one before it. Same play. They get an over-the-head pass.
It's telling, though, they go right back to that and create something else with the defense as it reacts to Barham.
Exactly. Good hesitation on this time by Gibbs to get into the defender's body and get fouled.
Taki picking up his first. I love watching that. I get a kick
unique.
out of it.
It is unique.
Missed a couple tonight.
Yeah.
So St. Bonaventure looking to advance as the 3 seed. The other top seeds have advanced to the semifinals. Back to Wright, and that's just too easy.
Yeah, again, the ability to set a quick ball screen, have him just almost slip and pull away. It's not really even a full screen. And then they create that separation for the pick and pop. It's really been deadly all day.
And he's been able to answer time and again. Gibbs with yet another one.
Posley was frustrated afterwards, but there's not much else he could do. He's just a good player making a nice pull-up jumper.
Gibbs with 25. Wright's got 23. Posley with Aldridge on him. A mismatch quickness-wise, and he takes advantage of it.
And Bonaventure tried to change the coverage. I was just saying they were struggling with the pick and pop action. So they switched the screen, and they recognized the mismatch went right at him.
Answer again? Nope, not this time. Guess who with the rebound?
Whoa. between the legs, odd action by Dion Wright in full court.
He's got double-figure rebounds, too. 23 points, 10 rebounds in the game for Dion Wright. And they'll work the clock a little bit. With style. A little too much, yeah.
Bounce pass, he had him again because they changed back yet again. They were edging the ball screen, not switching.
Lead is just 11.
Critical time for Davidson. They need to get some good shots up. I'd like to see Peyton Aldridge and Gibbons in some two-man game.
Down low, Barham. Got Greg on him, backs him in, uses his strength. Had it taken away, no call. Bob McKillop can't believe there's no call. And again, St. Bonaventure will slow things down on the offensive end. Did it get tipped? No, he just lost it, says the official along the baseline.
Let's go back to his last possession here. It looks like Kentucky could have got it from behind. He had a little ball. It's tough to tell from this angle how much arm he had there. Yeah, probably got a gripe there with no foul call, but luckily for them, Marcus Posey was incredibly lazy with the ball at the other end and just gave it back.
Last two trips, as a matter of fact.
Yep. This game isn't over. He's got to understand that. He knows they can score, but so can Davidson.
Quickly to the baseline goes Sullivan. Sets up Aldridge, who has been quiet since coming back in. That man has it. Adams with the 3 fouls back in there and content to walk it up. Guarded by Gibbs. Double screen up top, though. Staggered. Wright. Dangerously close to a push-off. Work it down to single digits. 10 on the shot clock. Dion Wright gets it back. Fresh 30. Where's he going? Tied up by Sullivan. Possession arrow will keep it here. But you know Mark Schmidt yelling, "Bring it back." Set it up.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by Sullivan, too, to jump on it right there and get the tie up.
Returning for Davidson, number 1, Nathan Eckwood. Alternating possession.
Eckwood back on the floor. Barham goes to the bench.
Sullivan's been quiet today, just 6 points. They really needed his production. It's not quite been at the level they were hoping for. Remember, he did not play in that first meeting. They thought he would be a big difference maker in this game.
Averaging 14 points per game. Third leading scorer this year for the Wildcats. There's the switch. Take it back. Wright with Eckwood. Takes a look at the shot clock. They got to be on the time.
The mid-court, they got to make them feel a little more pressure.
Contact, and it's going to go against St. Bonaventure. Greg over the back.
Basketball team. But when we start to break down and go one-on-one, that's when we can let them back in the game. So he was stressing big time. Got to move the ball and run the half-court set. Back to you.
And don't get complacent, too, as we've seen Mosley the last couple of trips.
Yeah, he got complacent with the ball at times, but overall, to that point, they have run their offense a bit efficient. 20 of their 27 made field goals in the paint. They have 40 points in the paint. They are dominating this game inside where Davidson struggles, and it shows right now.
23 for Wright, 24 for Mosley. The other side Gibbs with 25 in the game. There's the screen. Jordan Tyson off the bench now. Adams high into the air for the rebound. Eckwood lost his footing. Did he get hurt? Yeah, a little bit.
Slow.
It up.
Tremendous wherewithal by him to get rid of the ball. He was ready to travel. He hit the deck. But he just saw Watkins and kind of rolled it up to him. Great out of his area rebound, too. Again, they need to clean up the glass.
Really good effort.
Yeah. It might have just landed funky. He goes right to the end of the bench and unties his right shoe right now.
7th rebound of the night for him.
Yeah.
He's already got the brace on it.
Wow. And tape on it, too, which he's taken off.
So Gibbs back to work. Will Wade, by the way, is here watching. Talked to him at halftime, and he said that Melvin Johnson would be okay for the semifinal tomorrow. How about that for Barham? Keeps going to the well, and it hasn't run dry yet.
The senior has been really good in that. When he catches it in the elbow area, and that's on that left side, great play design by Bob McKillop. He's going to go right down the lane line, drawing fouls. Because, again, the bigs, it doesn't matter what big it is for the Bonnies, they're not good at guarding really explosive athletes like him off the bounce. Not used to that. He's taking advantage of it.
19 fouls, so they'll go 2 the rest of the way, and it's the 4th foul on Denzel Gray.
Got an 8-point ball game. Bonnies need to have a good possession here. They've kind of fallen off offensively the last couple plays. To Dave Kaplan's point, they got to run their offense, and they are tough to stop.
The lead for Wright, operating on Aldridge. Gets it back to his point guard. Adams around that. Back to him.
Oh, they shouldn't have backed off at Gibbs. You should be aggressive. Go at Gibbs.
Yes, Gibbs caught on him down low in the paint. Tough shot, followed up by Gray. Important rebound and putback for Denzel Gray. Aldridge banked it in. Counts anyway. Doesn't matter.
He kind of grimaced. He didn't like it, but in the end, it doesn't matter, my friend. It's a made 3-point field goal.
Bob McKillop saying that's not what we want. Not talking about the result, of course. Down low to Greg. And Gibbs on him in the foul.
I actually think they were trying to communicate the defensive switch. I think they're trying to figure out their ball screen coverages with Aldridge, because last time they had a switch where Gibbs got stuck in there. So trying to figure out what they're doing from a defensive situation.
Didn't work.
Solid analysis. Better statement.
Greg, 68% from the line. Playing with those 4 fouls now.
Again, as a team, Bonnie's #1 in the league, 77.7% from the stripe.
Nope. 1 of 2. So here comes Gibbs. Big night for him, and they've needed it. 25 points, 10 of 24, and 3 of 9 beyond the arc. What can he do in the last 6 to keep their hopes alive? Watkins. Don't go to him. They go to Aldridge. Jab one way, go the other way. And there is the 5th on Denzel Gray. Doesn't believe he did it, but he's whistled for the foul.
And he was close. Dwayne Gladden looked at him and said, "Do you want a technical, young man?" As he was almost galloping and showing up the officials. He said, "I'm just going to the bench." I mean, actually, that was a fine call. Looked like he got him on the wrist across.
Well, the second time around, certainly he did, but it was whistled before that. Yeah.
So that's a tough call, but I do like the fact that Bob McKillop is really finding matchups that are favorable for them and going at guys, especially the bigs. That time he isolated Peyton Aldridge on the wing. Everybody cleared out left. You go to work. They've done it with Barham a number of times, trying to use those guys that can put the ball on the deck, the bigs, as their advantage.
So the junior from Syracuse is out. The co-6th man of the year is fouled out. And it's Aldridge to the free throw line. Jordan Tyson on for Gray. 0 for 3. Wow. And now 0 for 4.
Comes in at 86.8%. Fifth in the league. Old wise man told me one time, Terry, foul shots win ball games. Trying to come back from being down, you've got to make your free throws.
That's because you're an 82.9% free throw shooter at Columbia.
What were you? Do you have our researchers told us? What do you want to go on shot of yours?
I'd have to research that. I'm not sure.
He's 85.4. Better free throw shooter, and he happens to have a couple rings, one with a national championship that I don't have either.
Sounds better when you say it. Right back to work in the lane on Ekwu, who just backed off, didn't commit the foul. Dion Wright with another one. 25 for him. And the lead back up to 9.
Nice pass.
Ekwu lost it, got it back, was fouled, and a chance for a 3-point play, old-fashioned way.
That's great pass by Gibbs. And then Ekwu, we saw him actually last night miss something very similar to that. He missed a dunk, remember, on a really good pass from Gibbs. Similar part of the court with the ball screen action. This time gets the contact, uses the window, gets the and one.
And that's the 4th on Jalen Adams. 5:18 left. You're not going to take him out right now.
Got to rely on him to be smart. They just told him, they just yelled, "You got 4," just to remind him again.
So the Bonnies approaching the 5-minute mark, and the lead is 6.
Let's see some screening action, 2-man game. Here we go with Wright and Posey. This is good. Everybody else isolated on the other side of the court.
Little NBA action. Mosley nowhere to go now, though. Under 5 on the shot clock. Adams back to Mosley. Man can create over Sullivan. Nope. Off the heel. Ekwu and Gibbs are fighting teammates. And they called a reach-in foul on Dion Wright.
Mark Schmidt was actually going down the line to yell at Posley, what were you doing in the last possession? He didn't even see the foul at first. Turned back, what happened? And how about this rebound by Ekwu out of his area? Him and Gibbs start to fight over it. I mean, yeah, it's a ticky-tack foul, but they're going to call it. Now Ekwu's got 2 free throws, can cut this to a 4-point game.
And the third on Dion Wright. You're right, it's a double bonus, so he gets the automatic deuce.
I'll tell you what, too, Davidson, again, kind of playing with house money. They can make a run to the championship, win this thing, and punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. That is phenomenal. But for the Bonnies that are playing for this year, they want a championship, and that large bid, too, they need to win this game. The pressure is on them to advance and continue to build their resume with possibly a win tomorrow against VCU.
The only ones who feel that kind of pressure for Davidson are the seniors.
Yeah, that's it. And Barham stepped up as one of the seniors. Unfortunately, Sullivan has not had a great day.
Scramble underneath off that miss. Not making their free throws either, Davidson down the stretch here. Aldridge, and now the miss by Ekwu. 4.5 minutes and counting. Adams directing traffic. Taki down to Wright. Ekwu backing him in. Turns, spins, lofts, no. Contact underneath. It's going to go against Davidson.
At a critical time, you've got to find a way to clean up the boards. This isn't obviously an offensive rebound per se, but getting the foul, and that's a good call. Brian Sullivan's upset, but he was pushing Posley in the back, and Posley had the interior position on him.
Only the 6th team foul, though. So shooting from this point forward, but not right now. Fresh 30, though, for the Bonnies. Don't use it. Posley right away. Tipped out near midcourt, run down by Posley.
Again, offensive rebound. 4th in the league in offensive rebound percentage. Davidson, 11th in defensive rebound percentage. And it's showing up at the worst time for the Wildcats.
Trying to communicate, not getting what he wants. Finally gets the screen.
Yeah, you want Wright screening there. Yes, there you go.
Leaves it for Wright. Pump fake, lost control. Aldridge now.
Away for travel, but ball don't lie.
Chance to get it within 1 possession. Taki on Gibbs. Here comes Sullivan, been quiet. Bounce pass down low. The double. Contact just a little bit too aggressive is Tyson. And remember, they're shooting 2.
And Mark Schmidt's upset, but that's an easy call. That was the double.
And then you got VCU awaiting the winner of this one.
I mean, all these games are going to be great. It doesn't matter who wins this one. Tomorrow's games are going to be fantastic. And this league, as unpredictable as it's been, you've got your 1, your 2, and your 4 already have punched their ticket to the semis. Can the 3rd spot get there right now? And a top 4 showdown would be pretty great for this league.
8 of 16 from the line tonight. Davidson, one of the top free throw shooting teams in the nation.
9th in the country right now at 76.6%. And now just over 50 as Peyton makes that one.
2 of 6, 3 of 7 for Aldridge. That is it. He shoots in the 80s. So it's a 3-point game, 1 possession game as we approach the 3-minute mark. Fans standing up inside Barclays Center. Wright all game long, that man.
Great call. Isolation, trust your guy. High post, just told him turn and go, cleared out.
27. Lead back to 5. Gibbs for the answer. Yes, Stars taking over right now. He's got 27.
What a finish. What touch.
No room at all. He created it. Mark Schmidt and the Bonnies, co-champs in the regular season. 22 wins, 14 in the league. Trying to close this one out. Adams with 4 fouls. Jalen hesitates. Wright. Stripped, but a foul on Ekwu.
And you see this straight clear out that right box and tell him to go to your strong hand, Dion. Take him down to 10, and then look at that, just quick floater off the left hand. Gets it high off the glass before the help can get there.
All timing, got it before they can react. Off that opposite foot. Ekwu with 4 fouls. Wright 80% money.
It's impressive for Peyton Aldridge struggle in this game at the line to step up and make those last two, though. That was important, obviously critical for them, but with your struggles to get that out of your head mentally, that's what the foul line's all about. It's mental.
Nope. Aldridge hauling it in. 4-point lead. Here comes Gibbs. It's been him and Barham offensively trying to go to work together. Over to Sullivan's been quiet. Not anymore. Big three from Brian Sullivan.
That was created because Barham's screen, when he rolled, drew a lot of attention, and then Sullivan filled that gap up top and caught it, hands and feet ready, and the senior delivered. Winkman in there. Wally Rutecki is going to tell him right now, knock that off. Watkins has to be smart, though, too. If anything, they're going to call foul on you if you're going to lean on Adams.
Sullivan running down Posley. And now here's Adams with those 4 fouls. Running the offense. Gives it off to his backcourt mate, Marcus. Operating on Sullivan. Right the screen, not much of one. And a whistle and a foul on Watkins.
They opted for the 2-man game between Adams and Wright. And they've done a pretty good job of that. Adams made some nice pocket passes and has delivered right. You would wonder, why not Posey? Posey's had a big day today, 24 points. I think Wright with the ball in his hands, better decision maker. We saw Posey make a couple lazy turnovers at times. Adams, I think you're going to get the right decision made down the stretch.
Going defense, offense right now for Bob McKillop. Barham comes back on. Adams shocking. Those are his numbers and the miss. So with 1:42 and counting, Davidson with a chance to take the lead. Last lead was when it was 32-31. To the corner, Watkins 3. Nope. Kept alive by Aldridge, but can they run it down? Yeah. Fresh 30. Taki all over Jack Gibbs. Can't keep him from getting the ball, though.
Same set again. High ball screen, Barham. Rotation up for Sullivan.
Same shot, a little bit short this time. Fresh 30 again. Gibbs another try. Long, high into the air. Barham saves it, the scramble. And the Bonnies come up with it.
Man, Barham's coming up really limping right now, struggling up the court.
Under a minute as they...
And again, be aggressive. They've had really trouble stopping him. At worst, you might be looking at a foul situation.
But really find him. They haven't been able to do that the last couple of trips.
True.
Some pressure, token at that from the Wildcats, though. Here we go. 50 and counting to the end. Bonnies have missed 10 of their last 14. This would be huge.
But pick and pop there didn't work. Got to get out of Wright's hands.
5 on the shot clock. Disorganized out there. There's the screen. Posley, Aldridge. Yeah, on the baseline. What a shot from Marcus Posley. Still a 1-possession game, though. Gibbs. Controlled Ekwu. Shot clock is off. Timeout, Bob McKillop. Right in front of his coach. Forcing Gibbs all the way back. 3/4 court got to come.
Bob McKillop screaming, go!
So if you're not going to go for the 3, you better hurry. Watkins off the screen. Sullivan, no. Aldridge, they choose him. He got hit behind the line. Is it 3?
Good call.
Step back, so that's 3.
And that answers the question. They were going to set up a play for a 3 quickly, and it's a beautiful design. Basically, double guys curling off, and then you flare out. Aldridge sets the second screen, pops out. They had to help on the curl because it was Sullivan. He makes the first free throw. Again, 5th in the league at free throw percentage. He had a rough day so far, but he's made his last 3 attempts.
0 for 4 to start. 4 for 4 since. And a critical one now. Locked arms, don't want to look. Rounded in, it counts. And we are tied at 75.
Bob. And again, just the importance of this game. Bonnie's on the right side of the bubble in my mind right now to get in the NCAA tournament. they lose this game, that hurts their case. They lose an opportunity to beat a VCU, a top 50 RPI win, lose a chance to punch their own ticket if they could win in this whole thing.
If you're Davidson, you want them to have to inbound the ball going away from their own basket here. Mosley's going to get it. There he comes. Under 10, and Marcus Mosley, who's had a monster game, going to operate with Wright. There's the screen. Doesn't really use it. Under 3, in the lane, a floater. No, tipped up. Time runs out, and we're going to overtime.
They change again. Nelson Caputo, a freshman, comes into a big spot. Yep. Before we put him on the bench, you mentioned it, though, before. Could have a big overtime. He can flip the switch. We've seen him do it earlier games this season against St. Louis at home. He had a really poor game, then made a 25-foot buzzer beater to win the game. Things can change quickly. Controlled by the Wildcats to open up the extra session. 5 minutes.
Here we go. Aldridge. Barham. Big free throws for Aldridge, and he starts with a bucket off the glass. You knock down those 3 free throws, and you're feeling it.
Feeling it, and Dion Wright helped him. He reached and gave him a lane.
Sullivan, defense on Mosley. Gets the screen. There's the switch. Barham, spin. Mosley somehow, some way, couldn't see the hoop, and now he's down.
Right. Tweaked over.
Caputo in.
So he's at the end of the bench right now trying to get some treatment. Can't see him at the top of your screen right there.
77 all. They've traded buckets here in the overtime period.
So now Jalen Adams' 4 foul is even more critical now. I don't know who the next guy off the bench is, because again, 347th in the country in bench minutes played.
Barham. Tyson stopped him, then blocked the shot. Sullivan. Yes. 2 big threes late in this one for Brian Sullivan.
He hoped he would be big. He didn't play in the first game. He struggled all game, but the last 2 threes he's made were big time.
Adams having to do it now with Mosley out. Stopped at the rim. Mark Schmidt wanted a foul on that one. Here comes Gibbs.
Mosley now on Gibbs, too. That's a problem. 4 fouls again.
There's Watkins with a 3 set up by Gibbs. 2 in a row for the Wildcats. Scoring 3. Davidson has led for just over 9 minutes in the entire game, but they lead it in overtime. Send it over to David. What do you know about Marcus Mosley?
Well, I was standing there as they were working, massaging the ankle, and when Sullivan hit the 3, he turned to the trainer. He goes, I got to go. Put the shoe back on, tightened it up. Now he's wearing low-top shoes, which could lead to an ankle problem, but he said, enough. He ran. Mark Schmidt said in the timeout, you okay to go? He goes, diagram the play. Let's go.
There he is with the basketball right now. Around the screen, letting it fly. That was quick. Sullivan got hit. Scramble. It's a held ball. It'll stay at this end, but Sullivan's really in pain.
Took a bad shot to the head.
So it'll be St. Bonaventure basketball. And Brian Sullivan now is slow to get up.
Never want to see that for a senior, and especially, again, today's age, head injuries become top of mind. Didn't look like much, but
he had the ball and he just lost it after getting hit right across the face.
Might have got poked in the eye. It looks like the trainer's looking at his eye.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Man, my thumb went.
Oh,
eesh.
That looks like much.
Now, obviously painful, but let's go back to the game. Possession arrow stays with St. Bonnie's. They get another lease on life here with 6 points. At least on life. That's a bit drastic, but they get another opportunity to score here down 6. That could be a big shift if he could have held on to that ball. It was his. If they held on to that ball, it could have made it 8 or 9.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Cut me, Mick. A little swelling. Talking about it right now with another man who's injured. All right, back out there. Fresh shot clock. Adams. Tough night for that man. Mosley with Sullivan. Yes, to the left. Little ankle's not going to stop him.
Obviously, he came in ready to play. He's still limping. A little hitch in his get-along we look up on the defensive end, but he came out, shot that three, and then got to the rim.
Ekwu.
Adams, that was close to picking up his fifth.
And Watkins decided against it. Was wide open. They'll run the shot clock down.
Can't get tentative, though. They got to be confident and aggressive like that.
They get it back. Fresh 30. A big rebound for Aldridge.
They had 4 cracks late in the game to tie it. They couldn't get it done. Then they got an offensive rebound, which set up Peyton Aldridge's chance to get fouled. Defensive rebounding percentage, 13th in the league. St. Bonaventure has been their Achilles heel late.
Offense right in front of him. So Bob McKillop calling out this play. Ekwu had it taken away. That's a foul, and that's number 5 on Jalen Adams.
Tough day for the young man. He was just a step late on the weak side help. If he could have been there a step before, maybe he makes Ekwu pick it up. Maybe he can get a hand on as the ball's coming in there before Ekwu possesses it. Tough call.
That's about as bad a night as you're ever going to see Adams have. 1 for 10, 1 for 5 beyond the arc. The miss of the front end of the 1-and-1, and just 3 points tonight.
The front end of the 1-on-1 also was critical. That would have extended the game. That was so big. It would have put it to a 2-possession ball game. Yeah, could have been to 4, maybe 5 if he makes the second.
He's a first-team All-A-10 performer.
Only a sophomore. First time performing on this big stage with expectations. Last year, remember, he got hurt late in the season.
So they replaced the sophomore with a freshman, Caputo. Ekwu, big free throw. Up by 5 now. Just when they were struggling, one of the nation's best free throw shooting teams turns it out.
Hey, law of averages. It seemed like it was going to balance out eventually. 7 for 7 down the stretch.
Wright, Ekwu a little bit late getting there, so Dion will go to the line.
And that was just a straight call for Wright. I would like to see them again get him in that high post like they did late in the game where he had that one isolation out of a break. That was similar, but they got him on more of a run.
And that's 5 on Ekwu. He's done for the night.
That's big. That helps their defensive rebounding issues a little bit. Maybe they can get some offensive boards, too, in the last couple minutes.
They platoon lately anyway, late in the game, with Marham coming on at the offensive end. Gives the hug, saying we'll live to fight another day tomorrow. We'll close it out for you.
What becomes really very real, too, if Davidson can win this game, is the opportunity of Davidson to steal a bit if they can run all the way to the A-10 championship.
No question. You wouldn't put it past them, would you?
No, because they are such a potent offense. Everybody's concerned. Every team, every coach you talk to, so concerned with their offense. It's been the defense has been their Achilles heel, but they got defensive stops when they needed to today.
Mark Schmidt arguing that it was a shooting foul. It is not. 1-and-1, 2 anyway. Four-point game. A stunned St. Bonaventure crowd thought they had it wrapped up. Late run by the Wildcats, sent it to overtime, and now they're trying to close it out. Gibbs, wild shot, right the rebound.
Quick one, too.
So it's Mosley on Watkins, the hard drive. You wouldn't bet against that man.
Man, he's making plays, and he still looks like he's limping to get back. But when he's on offense, he seems full go.
Got all 3 of the field goals in the overtime for them. And 32 in the game. Wright has 30. 2-man show for St. Bonnie. Going to use it. Shot clock down to 7. Long 3 for Sullivan. Come on.
You kidding me? That was from 26 feet. You want to talk about Steph? Holy moly.
And he's hit 3 big ones down the stretch and in overtime. Crossover followed by Wright. If one doesn't get it, the other does. And down again.
Screen, folks. He's leaning on the scores table, holding his hand on it just to brace himself right now.
Trying to get him back in offensively. Should they get a stop here, or either way, really. So Gibbs, under a minute to go in overtime. They'll swing it and run that shot clock down, no doubt. Aldridge. Stop baseline, they come back to Watkins. Sullivan's open, he wanted it, not anymore. 5 on the shot clock, step back, tough shot. And way short, and here come the Bonnies.
Get it up and get a timeout.
Got to, right?
He wants Mark Schmitz, wants it on this side.
They'll get that timeout over on that side, and they'll get... Taki to the corner, and here comes Caputo. Watkins just face guarding
Elevator screen. Couldn't
trying to get it to him. He's on his knees with the catch. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, way off. Got to go for 3 now. The block along the baseline on Gibbs. And Taki is shaken up. Nope, shoe is just off.
Now, Gibbs, big play to get the offensive rebound by Taki. Now for Gibbs, you don't want to see them foul anybody, but Taki's a 57% free throw shooter. He was heading out to the three-point line. Maybe they could have got a scramble 3. This may not be the worst.
It's not really a bad foul.
No, it's not. With your 3. This is not that terrible at all. Especially given his percentage. Well, and I put LaDarian Griffin back in. He's got to make this one because they set their press. If they don't make it, though, again, defensive rebounding has been a problem in this game. Wildcats have to secure the rock first and foremost.
Nope. Long rebound. Aldridge tipped it. It's loose in the corner. Wildcats come up with it, and they've got to foul Gibbs. And that man is an 84% free throw shooter.
They had a real chance at that ball, too. I thought they were going to get a back tap, but Dion Wright couldn't get his hand on it.
2 for 4 tonight in the game, though. He's missed 2 of them. Rare.
Bob McKillop quickly relayed a message to Peyton Aldridge. Aldridge is now telling the rest of his team what they're going to do as they clear the free throw lane.
Could close it out. First one, money.
He wanted it too. He ran right to the free throw line, wanted that ball, wanted this opportunity to make these, put this thing away.
Chance right here to do that. Yep, there it is. Big free throws late for Davidson after struggling earlier, and they're up by 4, looking to pull off. You got to call it an upset. It's 6 seed and a 3 seed. 4.4 left. Caputo up over half court, lets it fly for 3. No, and the Wildcats in overtime